And I thought that was amazing, right? The most amazing miracle to me is when people give their life to the Lord. But there was also something else that happened on this trip. And it really resonated with me. So we had just got on the ark and we were on the bottom level, looking at it was showing the cages that maybe the little animals and stuff were in. And we were looking at that. And then I saw Pastor Danny talking to this man. So, me being nosy, I walk over there, right? And Pastor Danny's having this conversation with this man and they're just, talking it up. So I walk over just to see what's going on, looking around. And I love this. And I love something Danny said. The conversation with this man is, I guess he's a reporter or a journalist from D.C., and he's actually from Germany, Miss LK. He said his name is Yuri. I guess that's George in German. Yuri. And that was his name, and we were conversating, but the gospel got shared with this man. So he was there to report on the ark, right? Maybe just to do an article, maybe to do a paper. I don't know. We didn't really ask him as far as that goes, but him and Danny were talking, and many topics got brought up. He asked what we believe. He said, what is your feelings about the things that you see? Asking questions about the ark. He said something to me. He said, so y'all believe the Bible literally? And, Danny said, we believe it's the unaltered, unadulterated word of God. It's perfect, right? And he said, you believe it literal? And I said, yeah, we believe it literal, but just so there's no confusion, when Jesus says, I am the door, we don't believe he's a physical door, right? I just want there to be understanding. But Danny said something right after that. He said he's not the physical door, but he's the door. And that hit me. And that resonated with me because he is the door. But we hear these metaphors so much spoken in the church that we don't stop and think sometimes what he is speaking of. So when you go back in John chapter 10, and I want to bring that fact up of Jesus being the door and how it resonates with believers. This man got the gospel shared with him, and he was there looking for the story, but he got the good news. That was the most amazing thing to me, to see him stand there. Man, I remember with tears in my eyes, I'm just telling him, you know what? I might be unsure of certain things, brother, but I can tell you one thing. That I know that God sent his son, he came to this earth, and he hung on a tree for all of us, and he rose again. If nothing else, I can tell you that, right? And so this man got to hear the gospel. He was looking for a story. He got the best news he could ever receive. So we come to John chapter 6.